Hi, my name is Jesse Fisher, and we have been a member here for quite a while. Couldn't tell you exactly how long, but my wife Lydia and my daughter Abby have enjoyed the church immensely, and now we're kind of getting plugged back into the church and getting back involved in youth. You know, we were doing real well in my job, working on buses and as a mechanic, and all of a sudden January came around and I ended up starting to have some physical ailments. Wasn't sure what they were, what was going on. I always knew that God was there. It didn't really matter what was going on because I would always push through. And I wanted to be that strength for also my home, Abby and Lydia, just so that even if I was struggling physically, I could still do the spiritual things as well. But that started to wane a little bit because it continued to get worse. February, I finally went to the ER and thought there was a hernia involved, and which would be a physical ailment, caused me some pain, and some other gentlemen at work had the same thing. But you know, through God, I knew everything was there, and started to just progressively got worse to March, where I was looked at upon as having a appendicitis. But at that point I was admitted to the hospital, and but Dr. Haney felt like it was not appropriate to do the surgery and for appendicitis. And you know, looking back, I think it was God was definitely there, because had he done the surgery, what ultimately happened the next month would have been a lot worse. Come April, I had a colonoscopy and they found a tumor. So over the course of a PET scan and things, I got the big C word. You have cancer and we have to get this out. But before they could do all that, there were so many tests. And you know, and I was always trying to be this level keel so that I could be the strength for my family, and especially my daughter and my wife. And what ultimately, without him and without the church congregation behind me, I may have been weak or weaker. But what ultimately happened was it took from April to May 20th to have the surgery, and they were able to get the right side colon taken out. And now I'm dealing with chemo as they just plugged some numbers in. And you know, I keep looking back at the Lord is always there. That even in uncertain times that I'm experiencing, that you may experience, that the Lord never leaves your side. And we may not understand that, because that's kind of where I'm at. I don't understand why it happened, but I know that God's there. And I would not trade that relationship that I have with Him, the relationship that I have with most of you, and the prayers that you have given as a congregation, and the thoughts and prayers that you continue to give are, bar none, so important to me. For those of you who are struggling with an ailment, I mean, this can be physical, could be emotional, mental as well. I have an understanding now that I hadn't before, physically wise. And also, this can definitely kind of slide right into the spiritual side of uncertainty as well. That uncertainty of how this kind of plays out has been a great challenge for me to maintain that level for inside my family, to be that uplifting kind of guy. Hey, you know, this guy's going through this, and look at him, he's still got this wonderful attitude. And I think that's how Jesus would want us to be. So I encourage anybody that's going through these times, always look at what Christ has done for you and how He knows that you're going through this. The Lord knows what you're going through. And all I can tell you is you got to trust that He will always be there. He's never going to leave your side. And also encourage you to have those friends and families, because those uncertain times really can throw a little fork in the road. And you know, when we look back, we can always sit there and say, oh, that wasn't so bad. And I hope I can do that. Let's make these times so we know what's going to happen, and the Lord is always there for us.